I would say ignore the direct comments on Dan Bongino, you, the threats against yourself, me, but look at the movement on the right now and what the right is doing. And the question I have is the right something worth fighting for? And if there is a large faction of prominent individuals who are either degenerate evil scum or cowardly backing degenerate evil scum, I have to ask, it's not about one person insulting me. It's a question of what the movement is and what it would do should it succeed. Now, I know you made the point you have convictions and you're fighting those who want a better future for your kids. Completely agree. The question then is the time and energy I'm spending doing this and the risks accrued actually going to be a net benefit for my kids? I don't believe that if the right moves in the direction of Candace Owens, it will be something worth preserving or making happen in the future. And thus, I would oppose it and fight against it, which is why I've criticized her. And again, it's not about her. It's about what she represents. And it's about people like Megyn Kelly who are continually backing her and, lining up in her space. It's about people like Matt Strickland who put a knife in my back because he wants to cozy up to her. It's about the people that know she's lying but don't actually care about what the future is. So when I see these trends and these movements among these individuals that, again, Candace literally used the same security as Charlie Kirk. It's an easily provable fact. It's so patently obvious she worked for Turning Point. You don't even need to say anything beyond that, and she's lying about it, but people don't care because she has views, and they're going to follow that. Is that group of people something we want to help? If the right wins, is she and the people around her going to benefit from it? We don't want that. Well, then the question is, what is the right actually fighting for?
Yeah.
Because if prominent individuals like, Megyn Kelly is a great example. She's repeatedly just been demure to Candace and refused to just say literally Candace is making shit up and lying. Yeah. Many people have come out and called her out on it. But again, there's a few other people that I'm not going to name because we have no public beef, but people have been on the show who have lost their fucking minds and are no longer talking about populist issues or foreign wars. They're screaming about Israel 24/7. I'm not here to fight for those people. So if I'm getting shot at and I've got psychotic retards in Candace's sphere, and then you've got cowards unwilling to stand up to her, do I really want to risk things for that future? No, then what do you do? Well, we got to figure out what we are fighting for and who we are fighting for. And the challenge I see now is the right is fracturing and the left is fractured. Not a single Democrat that might correctly call out something Trump has done or these crackpot, conservatives is worth defending because they defend child sex changes all the same.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to defend the Jews people who live in a retard world either. Mm-hmm. So then who is our community and what is the future going to look like? Honestly, I have no idea. Yeah. In the meantime, do I want to get shot at not knowing what I'm fighting for? Honestly, it doesn't seem like it makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
it's not sufficient to just be the opposition. I mean, that was the problem with the Republican Party for, again, 60, 70 years is they're just primarily the opposition party. They were just slow down what the Democrats were trying to do and manage the decline. And if you're in politics, your entire job, whether you're in media or actually in elected office, your entire job is you have a set of ideas or a set of, a vision for how you want America to be. And then you have to identify the political vehicles that are viable to bring forth this vision. And yeah, like Tim's saying, we're kind of entering this period where engines or vehicles that are not viable are now starting to lead the pack in some regards. And it's just you sit back and you go, okay, this is a little frustrating.
I've heard from so many people where they, in politics, where they say, Tim, just get your bag. And if you look at a lot of the prominent personalities, it's very clear that they're just trying to get their bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's just it's kind of disheartening. It's were we actually fighting for a better country or were we all just trying to get a bag? Mm-hmm. And you've got two worlds. You've got the Democrats who are propped up. I should say Democrat personalities, these podcasters, that say obviously, post obvious lies. David Pakman, I'll say his name a million times, scumbag. He'll post things that are obviously not true because it gets clicks. Brian Tyler Cohen, every video he's posting is just a picture of Trump. Get your bag. And now you've got people on the right that are just I don't know much about much, but Candace is getting views, so I'm going to defend whatever she's saying, even though it's clearly bullshit.
Well, to Graham's point, I think you nail on the head of this. You make more money if you lose the midterms as a conservative pundit.
Yep.
Correct.
That's
1,000,000%.
100%.
Yes.
And so I think that's probably the driving reason why they are trying to tank the MAGA party, which is why midterms are so important. Guys, listen, it takes longer than a year to fix what has gone on. Even just the past 4 years, Biden administration, they've had a lot of time to mess some things up. It's going to take some time to unwind that clock. You have to show up for midterms. You have to vote. don't listen to these people who are doom scrolling, these people who are just trying to bury the bus. We can still win this thing.
Yeah.
They are. It's not going to happen after the midterms, but if the Republicans lose 2028, they're going to pack the courts.
Yep.
They're going to. I think they'll probably curtail presidential pardon power.
I'm going back to prison for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's true. They will be going after personalities and stuff like that. I think that the things that the Democrats want to do, it'll go beyond packing the court. They'll do things like they'll blow up the filibuster so they can do all this stuff.
Yeah.
They'll try to make
That's going to happen
states.
in the midterms.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if they win the House and the Senate, filibuster's gone in a second. In a second. And they're
then
going to start ramming everything they can do. But Trump's going to veto and block a lot of it.
until a Democrat actually wins the presidency. And
Kind of sounds like Thune should do something then while we still have time.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, you have the Republicans where Chuck Grassley comes out and like, we need to get rid of the blue slip system. Like Trump can't get his judges across the finish line, and then he's like, well, you know, it's an important principle because during the Biden administration, like we use it, and it's like, dude, we're getting shot at. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Principles kind of out the window. Like we need to win now, because if this MAGA movement fails, it's tough to see the calculus after that. Like it's going to be different. Like
power is the only thing that matters. I understand that there are people that are like, well, you know, principle matters, et cetera, et cetera. We live in the real world.
Yeah.
Principle does not actually provide you with victory.
Principles,
Principle is a way to say, well, you know, we lost, and it's an excuse for losing. We live in the real politic world.
Yep.
So like the important thing is victories. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you don't like to work with this person or that you feel kind of squishy about something. Victory, winning, having, you know, running the scoreboard up on your side is the only thing that matters. And the situation that we're in today, where people on the right are getting killed, people on the right are being put in jail for BS charges, like that will only get worse.
Yep. Well, yeah, principle only matters if your opposition also has principles, and then you have competing principles.
Yeah.
But we're in a situation where one side has principles. This is the entire, like, this is what back to the Venezuela thing. This is why it's driving so many of these people that are sort of adherent to the old system crazy, because it's like Trump accurately views other countries as self-interested. And he's like, America should be self-interested. We should apply that to politics. We should be self-interested. What's in it for us? How do we win?
Let me
Ignore the
pull
federal
this
courts.
story. Let's take the
forward.
story on. I know we're running a little late, but I want to talk about this, my friends. From the Financial Times, influencers and OnlyFans models dominate U.S. extraordinary artist visas. They're hookers, all of them. Work permits increasingly being awarded on the basis of online reach, favoring content creators. Yeah, the OnlyFans things. Was this what we were fighting for? Is this? Can we?
We've been fighting for nice boobies our entire
Yeah, we
existence.
wanted Trump to bring in porn
Alex
stars
Stein-
and hookers on our O1 visas.
Did Alex Stein get elected or get a job there? You know, Big booty Latinas coming in. Is that it?
I think the challenging reality that we have that people don't want to understand is the problem. Rome wasn't built in a day. We can't turn around and solve all the problems at once because they're interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do? Trump goes full dictator despot and just overnight rewrites everything and locks everything down. So I think we're going to be stuck with this kind of BS, and Trump's going to be only a marginal success. To be fair, he's a little bit more than marginal. I mean, getting rid of USAID was massive. So I think it's a historic presidency, but it's not going to be as much as needs to happen. And we have to win probably another 12 to 13 years of presidential power and Congress and the Senate to truly start turning the ship around.
We would have to win another 10 to 12 election cycles to truly turn it around. And that's what, when I got out of the Pentagon and came back to the mic on the show, that's what I told everybody. I said, the main thing I want everyone to know, this is my kind of Paul Revere moment, that like the battle is not over. It's not the British are coming, but the Dems are coming. Like it is not over. We've got to win again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. And I think that's what you're going to hear when Dan eventually does go back to his show. I think he will also echo those points. I don't see Dan coming out and defending himself a lot. I see him taking the approach of, I don't care what those idiots have to say. This is what really is going on, and this is why I'm back. We have to win these midterms because, to your point, Donald Trump will be impeached. He's already said he knows it. He'll be impeached. Every secretary we have will be dragged in front of Congress.
Yep.
They will probably try to put Pete Hegseth behind bars for war crimes.
Yeah.
All of this stuff will happen. Every one of us that was on the FBI's watch list that we now know we were. What do you think will happen in 28 if we don't win in 28? They're going to come after us harder than they ever did during the Biden administration. These are all things that are really going to happen. These are the realities of things that are going to happen. So you can sit and you can whine and you can moan and you can complain all you want to. Maybe it's bots. Maybe it's foreign entities. Whatever it may be. Maybe it's big tech companies that want to fracture the right. Whatever it may be, if we keep going down this road, we will lose the midterms. We will lose 2028. And then we will have 2020 through 2024 10x of what it was.
Yeah.
And that is what
Triple
people,
masks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where to come back?
Where 3 of them, they will lock you down again. We will go to social credit scores. Like all these things are real.
Yeah.
And the average American has not felt that. We have felt that because we've had big tech go after us. You've been put in prison. You've had people shoot at you in your house. I get 100 death threats a day. We call it a Tuesday, at the office. Like we deal with actual targeting against us for our views and what we think and what we feel. The average American has not had to deal with that. That is just the truth.
Yeah.
And a lot of people see us right now, Tim, I know they see it in your face because I see it in your face too. They see it in mine in the show. We know more than we did 10, 12 years ago when we first started doing this. We have seen more. We have, and we are in real time watching what's going on. And we're also trying to discern and figure out which way is this thing turning, who's real, who's not, who's actually on the team, who's just in it to get their bag, as you said, Tim, who can we actually trust? Mm-hmm. I'm being generous when I say, I think you can automatically say 50% of the people that you listen to and that you watch are not in it to help you. They do not give a crap about this country. They do not care if it burns to the ground. They just want their money or they want the power of being famous.
Yeah.
And that's generous, 50%. I think it's more 87, 90% personally. But that is where we really are.
Yeah.
And people don't want to hear it, but that is the truth.
Yeah.
Silver linings, if they do get back into power, it means I get my TSA special time again, which is, always a
They get
plus.
to ask you about your
Do you
day.
have pre-check?
I do not.
Really? You should apply.
I should.
It's it's
I get it right now.
I think now it's post check. I think now is what you
Post check. You apply for pre-check and they add post check. It's a red check mark.
Well, most airports, if you're flying first, you get to go through that lane anyway.
There's
like a handful, yeah.
A guaranteed 100% random bag checks. It's totally random, but it will happen every time.
It will
Literally.
happen every time.
It's one of those things that's like, it was after the Charlie Kirk assassination. I think people realize this is like when the left says things, you actually should believe them when they say these things because they actually intend on doing it. Like I get tweets every day. If you have expressed any support for the mass deportations with ICE's operations, you're on a list. Like people don't realize this. Even if you're like have a small Twitter account, if it's your name on there and you've tweeted like these things, I promise you, go to archive.org. Someone has logged your account.
Yeah.
They have documented it. It's on Internet Archive. So the commentariat, but even like patriots that are supporting the commentariat are cooked if the Democrats get back in, because when they tweet at me all the time. They're like, Nuremberg trials for conservatives, it's coming. You're in trouble. I actually believe them. I'm like, yeah, if they ever get back in power, they do intend on doing that.
They tweeted they were going to kill Charlie, and then Charlie got killed.
Yeah, it's like believe these people when they say these things, and get moving. Like it's crazy.
Well, people get mad at people like Tim, all of us, because we get behind the mic and they can see we are frustrated, right? But these are the same people that Dan Bongino, when he was deputy director, in his office, looks me in the eye and go, yeah, you're on all kinds of lists in here. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like we know that we know, and they're going to go after us first because we're the dissenting voices. We are the ones they're going to go after us to make examples out of us for all of the other people that watch us. And then when we're not there anymore, they're going to go after everybody else. So it's frustration. Tim, to your point, we're trying to work it out in our heads at the same time. we're fighting for this country, but this country is now turning against us because we're not bobbing and weaving with every freaking thing.
Because they're not
the trending thing going on.
They're not for this country. They're an extra national force that wants to create global economic blocks. The liberal economic order may have started with the United States, but it's effectively an extra governmental entity that just puppet strings the United States. And the problem is, how do you stop someone who's figured it out? And any conspiracy, right? Someone goes, I'm onto something. I think I have evidence that you're doing a thing. You want them to go in the wrong direction. So I mentioned this with Pizzagate. People started to say, hey, these emails from the Democrats are really weird. What's this talking about? A handkerchief with a map on it. What could that mean? What do they mean when they said, is it more fun to do play dominoes on pizza or on pasta? Okay, well, if I was working in government and I was concerned that people figured out Democrats were having drunken, drug-fueled orgies, how do you break that chain? They inserted fake stuff about Comet Ping Pong and pizza restaurants. A guy went and shot the ground looking for a basement that didn't exist. Everyone then is told, see, it's not real, you're crazy, and it dissipates. So when you begin talking about the liberal economic order, formed after World War II to create economic blocks, their view was the World Bank switch payment system, we will prevent World War III by making everybody trade with each other. That's why Canada, with no bauxite mines, refines aluminum for the United States. I mean, we have bauxite mines in Louisiana. Why are we importing aluminum from Canada? Canada imports their raw minerals from China and New Guinea and Brazil. It's because the goal is war stops if you're dependent upon each other. That's the liberal economic order plan. When people start pointing this out, what do? Tell them it's the Jews. Then they sound like they're retarded and won't actually be able to pinpoint who's doing what. Because remember, for a long time, what were we all talking about? The World Economic Forum and the Davos group? Yep. These same people are now tweeting the Jews all day. I assure you, random regular Jews have nothing to do with what the World Economic Forum is doing. There may be some people who are Jewish, but if you go to someone and say, there is a group, the Davos group, there is Soros, there is the World Economic Forum, there is the Council on Foreign Relations. These things exist. You can read their websites. Here's what they're doing. I think it's a bad thing. Enough people start calling out, you will own nothing and you will be happy. You will eat the bugs. And they go, crap. How do we get them off this? Put Candace on the front page and never screams the Jews. Now the people that were once talking about the Davos group are talking about the Jews, and they sound like they're retarded. That's how you break it apart. So, to the point, what is happening with this country when you say they're going to put us on lists and they're going to do these things to us? It's not America that's doing it. Trump is America. We're America. It's the forces outside of America that want to create an international order since World War II that are looking at us like basically chickens in a chicken coop that are ruffling feathers. And you know what you do with chickens that are causing fights? You eat them.
Yep. Global homo.
That's right.
Global homogenization.
Yeah. So if I had 5 chicken coops and I was like, they're always fighting with each other, I want to make it so that they can all be in one coop. If there's one rooster that's causing problems, you axe them. You pull them out, you string them up, you chop his head off, you eat them. Mm-hmm. And then that's what they're doing. The interests here are international. They are not pro-America. And they have influence in our politics. They have influence in the UK. And I don't consider them to be pro-America. It's NATO. It's the Western powers. And then I have to deal with these retards that are like, you mean it's Israel? No, Israel's on a puppet string too. Don't be stupid. But they are. And because of people like that, that's why we struggle to form a coalition and actually go against them. But let me just stress this again. 5 years ago, what was everyone saying? Davos Group, World Economic Forum, Council on Foreign Relations, Liberal Economic Order, Swift Payment System, International Monetary Fund. Now, what are all the people saying? Israel.
Yep.
We were on the right track for a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, this is the ultimate way to determine who's the most viable threat to the system. It's like, are they targeting radicals, these people that are like really edgy and these sorts of things? No, they're targeting people that have occupied the mainstream and reoriented it. Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump's.
I do want to stress one thing too, because I went to I was at a Davos group. I was in Davos during the World Economic Forum back in, I think it was 2017. So I didn't get into the World Economic Forum, but outside of the main conference, they have these pop-up events. It's kind of like a wealthy internationalists South by Southwest. And I'll just say this, I said it before, I'll say it again. The theme there was that cryptocurrency was going to be the global machine. And it's funny because 2017, what was Bitcoin's price back then?
2017, it was like it just hit $20,000.
I think it was briefly at 20. It dropped back down to
it dropped all the way down to 3,000.
Yeah, something like that. At this time, I have all of these global elites and politicians and family of royalty in and around Davos, and they're saying our intention. They didn't say like we are going to conquer the world and make everyone use crypto. They were saying our company, our family, our politicians, our government, we want crypto to be the thing. Look where crypto is now. It's expanding. It's growing. I think it's very clear that international elites of varying political factions, their intention is to make crypto the currency of the. It exists for a reason. But thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.